Today we're going to take Final Fantasy XIV characters and sculpt them as if they had the opposite gender. The first one is going to be Thancred Waters. Of course, he's a male character. I actually looked that up in the wiki. He's going to turn into a female character now. So one thing I want to immediately take into account is, just the general proportions or the proportional differences between male and female characters. Oftentimes, the different parts of the face is a little bit more spread out for males than it is for females. So I think the first thing we could do is just to kind of, squish together all the parts of his face so that it looks a little bit more feminine. Of course, those are all just generalizations. It's not always going to be that case. I think in general, the face shape of feminine characters in Final Fantasy is a little bit more, smooth or less defined than in than males. That's another thing that I kind of want to keep in mind. Same for the nose, is also rounder a little bit. So this is basically just creating the base mesh that I can then use to change proportions, change the look. Oh Jesus, you look tired. He has quite a narrow nose, so I probably want to do that here as well. Bring that down. He's more stoic, I guess, or more serious. Pull out the neck, shoulders, torso, and back. I call it the SpongeBob's grandma phase. Okay, fill out the bottom and then we can work with this. First of all, shoulders actually. No volume at all. Let's change that. One of the good anchors to make a bust is the clavicle bone. We have it right here. Bring it all the way over to the shoulders and then we can kind of adjust the curvature of it. Like that. Also, another good thing to make a character look more feminine is to change or to increase the neck length, I guess you could call it. The main thing that I'm looking at here for him to recreate his hairstyle is sort of the shape that he has. It starts like that, then it goes out, and then it goes in again. So that's kind of what I'm trying to see if I can sort of emulate that, but with maybe a little longer hairstyle, or maybe just adding a braid, we'll see. So we have the front hair, of course, which goes quite far down, like over here, back like this. And then it goes to probably like shoulder height, shoulder length. So that's going to be sort of the style. I'm trying to kind of identify the Final Fantasy style, and then creating a new hairstyle in that style. You can always kind of figure out a theme for every character. So for him, for example, he has like these very sharp hair, like this very sharp hairstyle with these very pointy endings. He has quite sharp and defined features in his face, like the nose tip, the eyes maybe even, or the eyebrows, the mouth. And sort of identifying the essence of a character can help you create rules that you can then follow to, for example, redesign a character while still keeping the essence. I think another aspect that is quite common for the Final Fantasy style is to really define some aspects of a character's face. The bridge here on the nose, maybe even the nose itself. I think that is mostly the case for more male characters, but I think even for female characters, you can kind of keep that in mind. So that's sort of the shape that I wanted to go for. This hairstyle kind of reminds me of Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, but that is good because that means that we're on the right path, that this actually looks like a Final Fantasy hairstyle. So here in the bag, I want to give her this sort of pointy ending, and then it kind of transitions over to this longer hairstyle. I think that'll make it look distinct, but also add a more feminine look into it. Let's add some clothing and then let's see what it looks like afterwards. First of all, easiest part, the lips. I don't want to make them like super red. I think I want to go a little bit more in the more natural direction to not deviate too much from the original, He has sort of grayish eyebrows. So let's see what we can do there. Like that. Look at that. So make them nice and thin so that they're not too thick. Nice and arched as well. That looks pretty nice. I think I want to actually give him a little bit more of an actual makeup style. So first I want to add a light, nice grayish white eyeshadow. I don't want to just make it completely white and black and white. I want to add some color to this actually. And he has like this sort of tattoo on his side, on his neck. So I want to grab the color from there, which is like this very dark reddish color, like that. And then we can add the black now for the eyeliner. Nice and far, so that we can really emphasize the pointiness of them. I'm going to do a few more changes, add some more finishing touches, and you're going to see the final result of Thancred in 3, 2, 1. And with Thancred done, we come to the next one, which is Minfilia. I think she might be, at least from the ones for today, might be the most boring one. I don't really know what I could really move over to her male version. Or maybe I guess that could be a characteristic, you know? The neutral look, you could say. Of course, another thing you could kind of tap into to make the character a little bit more unique would be the personality. Personality can affect how somebody looks, or they can express, you know, their personality through, for example, the clothing, makeup, their hairstyle, and stuff like that. We could just kind of make the jaw a little bigger. I guess that's the easiest way, you know, to to maleify her, and also defines the muscles a little bit more, like the jaw muscle here, for example. I think I want to make her quite muscular, going from one extreme to the other, I guess. Looking at all of the ones that I've seen so far, all the characters, the noses are all sort of like pointy. Maybe that's just like one of these stylization choices that they've made. For the mouth, something I think you can see is that the lips at the top are slimmer than at the bottom. And I think I want to keep that here as well. Look at that. Perfect. I think this looks pretty good now. So I think the main characteristics of her hairstyle are, first of all, this strand that goes like forward. I think I want to keep that. And then maybe this little like ponytail thing, like the little flame hair at the top. I don't know about this one. I think this is a little too crazy. Maybe the idea of keeping it on one side and not on the other could still work. And then we just pull out more. Her hairstyle is so boring that I don't know how to vary it. I think that's the best I can do with this for her. She has quite a straight nose bridge, so I want to probably keep that here. And then the nose tip once again is quite pointy. The corner of the mouth is sort of smiling. So that's definitely something I want to keep here. That doesn't look too bad. Let's bring back the horrendous hairstyle. Yeah, I think it's coming together. So now I think we come to the harder part for her, which is the clothing. So here it is, the male version, I guess, of her outfit. I basically tried to, I guess, change it a little bit, especially around, I guess, her chest. Make it, you know, kind of fit a more male chest. The idea was basically turning the brown harness thingy into sort of these, I guess you could call them like gun strap, this gun chest strap thing, and sort of try to use the strap to accentuate his muscles, basically. I don't want to go too much in the lipstick, you know, direction. So I think I want to actually go slightly less saturated. I think what I definitely want to do is, you know, actually add eyelashes as well, because otherwise it's just going to look weird. The eyebrows, once again, for some reason, quite a lot of them have like these grayish eyebrows. I think they're sort of blondish gray. Not too far, because they are quite short. It actually looks a little bit like Minfilia itself, but just the male version, so it actually works quite well. I'm gonna finish this, probably do like a slight, you know, maybe a few more adjustments. So you're gonna see the finished version of Minfilia in 3, 2, 1. Moving on to character number 3, Gratia. I think that's how you pronounce him. I think he has a little bit more going for him when it comes to customization. One thing I want to focus on for his female version, the eyes are a little turned down, it seems like. So I probably want to just bring, you know, the corner of the eye just a little down like this. Oftentimes you can see for lips like this curvature, so upwards and then like, ooh, like that. But for him, he has like this downward slope. Of course, then we also have the tattoo that we would then have here. So it already looks a little closer to him. The tattoo, I think, can kind of give us a good design for the eyelashes as well. Maybe we could make those a little bit more spiky and play them out a little bit more than we did with Thancred. So they look straighter, but still sharp. Like that. I think that could work quite well. So he has this old Justin Bieber style, I guess, with this like hair going over to the side here with this long hair, middle length hairstyle. I want to extend that a little more so that we not only have like all of this here on the side, but we have more, and it goes probably all the way down to the shoulders. So that we have like a nice long hairstyle. with some of these strands going in front of her face. I think that could look pretty cool. And then here on the other side, we have the second strand, which only really goes to the middle of the eye. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with this side. What could look pretty cool would be to add a hair right here, which then goes down and stays on this side, but the rest of the hair goes over to the other side. That could be pretty cool. I think one interesting thing could be to add like a little flow here so that this hair strand goes out and then comes in again, so that we have this sort of inwards flow here. Look at this cozy little hairstyle. I think this sort of captured the essence of what the original was like. I don't think the clothing needs to change too much. I think the clothing is quite neutral, so I'm going to create those real quick. I think the easiest thing to add would be the tattoo. Just go in here. There you go. And then zip. The eyebrows here are also very, very thin and don't reach that far once again. They are also quite low. And then cut it away. Make it shorter. He has very thick eyelashes actually. So these can be very thick as well. And then they sort of end in this nice wing here on the side. That's maybe too much. And then one more thing just to make it a little bit more like him, because he's smiling quite a lot. We're gonna give her a smile. Once again, I'm gonna do a few more touch-ups here and there, and you're gonna see the final version in 3, 2, 1.